All right, we're just going to check out these piston pins or wrist pins or gudgeon pins or whatever you want to call them, the fit on the piston here. So sometimes what you find, this is the correct piston for this bike over here, for this side. You'll have a pin that doesn't really want to come out. Like this one's fairly easy. Sometimes you'll have to actually knock them out with a, or use a wrist pin puller to get them out. This one's sliding in there nice and easy. But you do have clearances here. So sometimes what happens on a piston that's really been run hard is the wrist pin bosses are distorted from running or just wear. You know, the rod's up and down on it, and it ends up bending the piston slightly, not much, just slightly. So easy way to tell is if you're just, everything's clean here, you go to put the pin in and it goes through one side and gets to the other side and doesn't really want to go in like this. This one's fairly easy. It's going right in there. So just know that piston's not necessarily trash, but more than likely. Sometimes you can stick it in a hone, like a sawing hone, and measure it and hone it back straight again. So think of it like this. If this boss and this boss aren't aligned, well, the wrist pin's going to go in only so far, and then you're going to have to force it in. So it is just a feel thing for this. I mean, you can measure it, but not really accurately between the two different sides. So feel thing right there. The other thing is you'd want to check the actual fit in the small end of the wrist pin here. Should, most of the time, they're easy. They fall right in there. And check it for any movement, slight bit of movement on this one. I already measured this, and we are within specs. The pin measured 0.8662, 0.8661, which is correct for this pin. And that's measuring it like here, where there's no wear. Here in the center, where it actually rides in the bushing, had very like 1/10,000th of an inch wear in the center there. And then this side was same as this one. So then you'd want to measure the actual wrist pin bushing itself. And I'm just using a T-gauge here. You're going to measure it across the top end here in a couple of different spots, both sides pretty much. And then measure it this way here, up and down. Write all these down. Get 3 measurements if you can. And then you're just going to subtract whatever pin diameter you got minus whatever measurement you got for the bushing here. So the spec is service wear limit is 0.02 of an inch, whatever it is in metric, I don't know. But the service wear limit is 0.02 of an inch. I use inches because that's what all my measuring sticks are in. My micrometers and dial caliper and everything else is in inches, same as my dial bore gauge. So that's within a serviceable limit. Spec on it, I believe, on this bike is 4/10,000ths to 16/10,000ths. So we were just below 0.02 on the clearance here. We are at we're like 18, 19 10,000ths, which is 0.0019. That's out to the 4th place there. And like I said, on the pen here, we had 1/10,000th wear between this side, the middle, and this side. So these bushings are replaceable. I'm not replacing it because it is within service wear limits. Not really shaky there. Another thing too is sometimes you get them to where This should be a free floating pen here. Sometimes you get them to where the small end of the rod's distorted, usually in an egg shaped, which means it's got more clearance this way than it does this way. So it kind of, instead of being round, it kind of does that to it. Well, when it does that, it pulls these sides in, which tightens it up on the sides. So just say it's, you had a hard time getting this out of here. You know, of course, you're definitely going to want to check your dimensions on the small end there. And then to replace these, you'd use a puller. Use a puller to basically pull the bushing out, and then you have another tool that pretty much clamps around here and pushes the new bushing in, and then you're going to have to ream it to size. Or you can just pull the rods out and replace the bearing and bushing, and then hone it to size. Normally, I do about, when I'm doing a bushing for just about anything, I'll do about a 1/1000th clearance. You can do smaller, but one's pretty decent average there. And so something to check on whatever bike you got there. They do wear out, and sometimes you get one that's actually moved in the rod. Rare, but I've seen it happen. To where the oil hole, which is right up here on the top of the rod, isn't lined up anymore. Or sometimes you get people that put bushings in there that, you know, they don't chamfer the hole like they're supposed to. They don't line it up right. And some of them have slots in them instead of holes, depending on what kind of bike it is. So there's that. Now I am going to clean these pens up and treat them with a air-cooled moly coat, air dry moly coat from Ceramic Coats. Basically slick them really is to minimize any wear. It's just added safety there. You grab this other piston, I show you on that one since it's cleaner than this one. I also mark pistons with a center punch. So this is right piston right here. I'll put 2 dots on it because whatever's on the left I always go as number 1. So the other piston's got one tick mark on it. This one's got 2. But kind of same thing. You're going to check out the wrist pin bore. Let me see if I can get this up close for you. A couple more areas to look at that I've already gone over in another video is clean your ring grooves out, not with a pick. I used an old broken ring to scrape them out to get any carbon out of there. But while you're at it, if you pay attention to these oil holes right here, where the oil goes back past the oil ring and pushes it back inside the piston. If you look in here, sometimes we don't have it on this piston, but sometimes you might see a crack form around these holes here. Just look in there, magnifying glass, use your phone or whatever, and look for any cracks around this area here. Around these areas, around the oil holes, or around the ring lands as well. You know, usually if you got a crack showing up on this oil drain back hole, you're going to have a crack forming somewhere up here, all the way into the ring land. It's not on this one, but I've seen it happen before. Just something you look for. These things definitely need to be cleaned more. And the grooves there. I know you can see that carbon still built up in there. So I have to clean these up next week. My stuff should be here as far as my rings and my coating to recoat the pistons here. I'm probably not going to do the ceramic top on these, but I am doing the moly coat, which should be here Tuesday, I think. So Tuesday or Wednesday, sometime next week. You can't tell with shipping after holiday. But we'll coat these skirts here. You know, and again, look at your wrist pin bores. Look for any cracks around the piston all anywhere. Of course, you're going to measure the piston to make sure that you're fitting the cylinders good. And you're going to do this on old pistons, not anything new. I mean, you still want to check things out before you put a new piston in there, because it's not unheard of that you get one that you go to put the pen in there and the pen's really tight in the piston, and it shouldn't be. Not on this type of piston with a full floating pen. It should be fairly loose. You should have probably less than a thousandths clearance between the pen and the piston. Probably closer to a half a thousandths. And we're just going to end up polishing this top here, like mirror polish, because I'm being cheap and not putting the ceramic in there, because I really don't feel like doing the cylinder heads either. But we will do the top of the piston because it's fairly easy to do. Evidently, the price of, like everything else, the price of coating went up. I was kind of surprised what I used to buy a big bottle of Moly coat for the pistons was double what I used to pay for it for a smaller bottle of it. And we're just going to do the Moly coat on here, and really that's about it. So my stuff probably won't be here till, well, I don't know when. I know some of it will be here. I think they're calling for the Moly coat to be here Tuesday, but I'm not putting any stock in that because it's weekend, man, Labor Day weekend, and we'll see how it goes. I'll probably start porting the heads tomorrow. Had other stuff to do today. Even my damn shop cat took off today somewhere. He must be out chasing tail or something. He's about that age, man. Anyway, everybody have a damn fine weekend. Get out there, have some fun, tear the roads up, and watch out for checkpoints. Watch your speed, watch your cars, blah, 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 whatever. Sound like your grandpa there, your dad. Watch out for this, watch out for that. Yeah, old man. We know. But take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing, and have a fine weekend.